Hello and good morning, first and second graders. Hope that you're doing well and that you are staying safe and in your homes at this time with your families and being very productive with the work that we've all given you. You've all been doing great with the learning, so I just wanted to say great job, first and second graders. I know it's a new environment, but we're all very proud of you with how awesome you've been doing. Okay, so you've all received a packet. I wanted to go over a couple of problems with you that I think will be helpful because these problems show up at different areas in your packet. So the first thing I wanted to do was go ahead and work with addition and subtraction, but I know that we've been working with coins a lot, so we're going to go ahead and use it in dollar values and cents so that we can go ahead and add these together so that you're able to have a refresher. Once we're done with two problems, one of addition, one in subtraction, using money, then I'm going to hold up a word problem which I've written out, and you're going to pause the video, which I'll remind you again, and write it down, and then we'll solve it together. And then once you're done, you can comment below and feel free to ask any questions that you have or if you totally understood it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the addition. Okay. So actually we'll start with the first one over here. I'll give you a minute so that you could write this down. So go ahead and pause the video and write these two separate problems down now. Okay, so once you've written that down, we'll be able to go ahead and solve together. So first and second graders, as you know, whenever we're adding, it's very important to draw those lines. We call them the cleanup guys so that we're able to stay within our column so that it doesn't get sloppy and we forget which column we're going in. So I'm going to go ahead and draw those columns here, and I'll turn the board around, and you should be doing the same as you've written these down. So that way we can go ahead and subtract together. Okay. So let's go ahead as we always do, and we start in our ones column. We don't start over here in our hundreds. We start in our ones as always. So 4 minus 3 is 1. And then 0 minus 2, it's definitely not 2. If you have 0 Costco pizzas, can you give somebody 2? No, you can't. But where do we go? That's right, we go next door. So 0 minus 2 we can't do, but we'll borrow from our 2. Now that 2 becomes a 1, and then we'll go ahead and make the 0 a 10. Now we'll be able to subtract because we have enough. 10 minus 2 is 8. And then it's very, very important when we're working with money, anytime there's decimals, we always are reminded to line up your decimals. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring that decimal down so that it stays in the correct place. And then since we borrowed here, we only have a 1 minus 1 equals 0. So the answer for this one is 0.81. And since there's no dollar over here, we're only working in cents. So how much is left over here is 81 cents. So thumbs up if you got 81 cents. If not, go ahead and look at what's done here, pause the video, and see where you might have went wrong, or if you have any questions, definitely comment below. We will go ahead and move to the next problem, which is right here. And you're gonna also stop and draw your lines so that we could get started with that problem. So I'm drawing my columns now as well because it's important for me to stay in line just like you. Okay, so over here we will start in our ones column. 6 plus 5 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's right. So we'll put the 1 here. Then we'll go ahead and carry that up there. Now we're going to move into our next column with 8 plus 1 is 9. And 7 plus 2 more, 8, 9 is 9. And as always, we're lining up our decimals. And you know that Miss Nina always likes to box her answer because this can look a bit messy, right? So we'll go ahead and make our nice neat box there. And we'll go ahead and write 9.91. But now we're not just working in cents because we have a dollar value. So we will make sure that we always put our dollar sign. So the answer is $9.91. Thumbs up. Hope that you all got the right answers. Once again, pause the video if you would like to fix anything on here that you might have made a mistake on, or if you got it right, awesome. Okay, so Now I have a word problem that I have created for you, which a lot of your problems in the packet look like this, so I wanted to create one that we could just do together. So I'm going to hold up the paper, and while you're sitting there, pause the video, and it's great practice for writing as well. Go ahead and write this word problem down. So it's right here. Let me make sure you could see that. There you go. So go ahead, pause the video right now, and then write that down. Okay, and I will go ahead and read it to you. John has $8. He buys a soda for $1 and he buys a slice of pizza for $2.25. How much money does John have left? So there are a couple of different things here that we must do. As always, first and second graders are really great at this. Make sure you underline your key details. So I'm sure you're reading it now as you've written it down. John has $8. That's a key detail, so you should go ahead and underline that. He buys a soda for $1. That's also a key detail. And a slice of pizza for $2.25. And as always, we'll go ahead and circle our question so that we know exactly what's being asked of us. That way we don't get confused. So you're going to go ahead and circle your question, which I've just done there. And your paper, as always, you guys are totally familiar with this, should look like that. Now, let's go ahead and solve this together. So I like to reread it just so that I can have a reminder and see what I need to do. So if John has $8 and he buys a soda for $1 and a slice of pizza for $2.25, I need to see how much he has left. So my first thought would be, well, let me add up all the money that he's going to spend together. And then I can subtract to find the difference. You guys are great at that. Subtraction to find the difference. So let's go ahead and add up the cost for the soda, which is $1. So go ahead and write $1, and don't forget to use your $sign at the beginning. And that slice of pizza for $2.25. And make your columns. And I'm going to turn my board around so that you could see what your board should look, or what your paper should look like. So we're just going to go ahead and add those up to find out how much money he spent out of pocket for the food, and then we can subtract from that $8 to see how much he will have left. So let's go ahead and do this together. I'm going to face this towards you. 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 2 is 2. And 1 plus 2 is 3. And I'm going to go ahead and line up that decimal. So I know I'm going to put this just here so that it's a little bit more clear. I know that he has spent $3.25. Okay, but we need to find out how much he has left. So I will go ahead and erase this right here, just as you guys will be on your paper, writing it in a separate area. Now we have to look at, the question says that John has $8. So I'm going to write $8 up here nice and clear with my decimal. And now that I know he has $8, he has spent $3.25. So I'm definitely not going to add it to that because it's going out of his pocket. He has spent that money on food. So let's go ahead and subtract that $3.25. So my 3 is here and 25. Okay? And just as always, we'll make our column so that it's nice and clear. Okay? Now let's start in the ones column, and we're going to subtract. So just keep that in mind, we're subtracting. If I have 0, can I take away 5? No, you can't. Oh, next door doesn't have enough, but he definitely has enough. So if we borrow from the 8, it becomes a 7. That's right. And now this becomes a 10. Now can the 0 borrow from the 10 next door? Yes, he can. And the 10 now becomes a 9. And the 0 becomes a 10. So now let's go ahead that our columns are set up and solve this problem. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is, you can use your fingers if you need to, 9 minus 2 is 7. And please make sure you're bringing those decimals down. They are in order and they always need to be nice and straight. then 7 minus 3 would be 4. And I'm even going to bring my dollar sign here just so that I'm keeping really organized. But as always, I like to have my answer boxed so that it's very clean. $4.75. I'm going to go ahead and hold this up just so that you have a minute to write it down. You can pause the video right now if you need to. And if you have any questions below, please comment. If you got it right and you totally understood that, you can comment that as well. Thank you so much, first and second graders. I will be touching base throughout with different problems that we could go over, but definitely leave a comment or any questions below that you have. Thank you so much and take care.